Hi, I'm Janna. Last year my company got acquired and I got laid off together with 75% of my colleagues. Capitalism happens. This story is about what I learned while on my job search for a role as either engineering manager or product manager, because I've been in those roles for the past 8 years. I found a job rather quickly, so I want to share what I've learned because I collected a bunch of data that otherwise would go wasted. And I think this applies to people in job search in general as well. So I applied to 36 jobs over a period of 3 months. I took some holiday in between, so it's not continuous applying. Also applied to some jobs outside of the tech scene, because why not? Now is the time. This actually, after a median of about a week, this led to 28 replies. I got ghosted a couple of times. People, this is rude. If you're in any hiring team, at least acknowledge that someone applied and say thanks. This led to 17 screening calls, so I had a pretty good success rate. And I think that was due to my resume. What's important with a resume is that hiring teams receive a lot of them and they all look very similar. So make them stand out, customize it to the role that you're applying for, use a template that's different than the standard one in Office or whatnot, and add a bit of personal values to add some identity and share what's important to you. Because I've learned that it's not needed to write a cover letter. If it's optional, definitely don't do it. It's a waste of your time and people don't really read it, because I got to a very high success rate without one. I tried so by doing. Then I ended up with 12 first round interviews. I dropped out of some processes because I had some sort of application panic going on as well after talking to a recruiter. And what I've learned is that most interviews are pretty similar. So with this recipe that I can't probably pronounce in 15 seconds, you'll get to a very solid first round. And I want to stress that you should always prepare questions to ask your interviewers in return to show your interest and learn more about the job. Homework is part of any tech interview these days. These are some statistics on what I had to do. I recommend reading that book on system design interviews because it's a great resource. After completing homework time on case assignments, sometimes I didn't get a lot of feedback. That sucked. It happened. What else is on there? I can't read. Okay, great. So ultimately, this led to 2 offers. Great, excellent. And a lot of time spent on interviewing. And in general, it took like 4 weeks for any process to complete. So you have to be patient. What I've learned, times have changed. The last time I was on the market was 21, 22. Offers are lower and there's a lot of competition. Tables have turned, basically. So prepare for that. If you're on the market, you won't necessarily meet the same compensation you had before. Diversity is still an issue. Only 6 companies had female representation in their panels, which to me matters a lot because, sorry, I don't want to work in a place where I'm the only woman anymore. I've been in tech for too long. You have to be super patient because your priority is not the same as those hiring. As I told you, it took 4 weeks for a process to complete. You have to wait a long time. Just prepare, it's normal. Own your layoff. So when I started interviewing, sometimes people knew about my layoff because it was in the news. And then they would ask about it and I wouldn't address it head on because I felt awkward. Yeah, that leads to painful situations. So it's better to just share that you've been laid off and phrase it in a way that it allows you to seek new opportunities. So you just address it when you feel comfortable. Practice helps. I got more successful over the course of time. Always watch your mental health. It's really stressful to be laid off and it's really stressful to be interviewing all the time. Take breaks, go on holiday. Don't start interviewing too soon if you're still grieving. Yes, grief is a part of being laid off. Add the fun to being unemployed because you have a bunch of time on your hands, so you can add a lot of hobbies. So I even became an extra in a music video, which was really fun. I started cycling. If you want to know more about all my new hobbies, come find me during the drinks. And to end, you are more than just your job. It might not feel that way when you're being laid off. but it helps you reconsider priorities in life as well, and it teaches you what's important. So yeah, that's it. 5 minutes done.